Assalamu alaikum. I'm Malik Hodge, an Injured Warrior of the Midwest and a Messenger of the Covenant, representing the Messenger of the Covenant, the breaker of the seven seals, the self-taught one, Master Suleiman, who's given us the Injil, the Gospel of Revelations, with the Injil key that gives us the understanding of the unsealed scriptures. Brothers and sisters, tonight on Up with Malik Hodge, we'll be going over current events and looking at them through a mathematical lens and how these events fit with scriptures and what's taking place in the world from the unsealed Bible through the Injil and the Abraham Covenant vision. The vision of the Abraham Covenant. So, shall we get started? Feeling real good tonight, and it's a beautiful night. It's a beautiful night. We had to make changes due to technical difficulties. My sound, as we see, it kept cutting in and out. Couldn't figure it out, so we had to change platforms. So it may, we're still going to post this on other platforms. However, YouTube will be our main platform as it is now. As of now, we're going to begin this evening's topic with Jayland Walker, the young brother that was shot like the police had went to the firing range and was practice shooting. Said the brother got shot 90 times. Initially they said dozens of 60 plus times. However, this brother, this is how they string truth around all the time, try to act like, they're gonna give you what really happened. And we know for a fact that you're not getting the real story. Because, first of all, if 8 men, is chasing one man, and you hear the man saying, "Don't shoot me," he doesn't have a weapon on him, the story is not going to be what really happened anyway. You're not going to get the absolute truth. For one, you got 8 men that holds this brother down with 90 bullets. Now, what type of thinking or mindset does 8 men, police officers, have to shoot a man that didn't have a gun on him, a weapon of no type, that many times? What kind of police? Well, we know what kind. We do know what kind. But 8 men that shot 90 bullets at an individual, there wasn't no trying to solve anything. This is what is really called straight up murder in the first degree. Overkill, because that's what really kicks it in the first degree. They'll put all this stuff out when it's somebody else. Then they got this overkill law. This man was shot 90 times by 8 different police officers. So what was the occurrence? What caused all of them to take those type of, what was in their thinking besides murder? They wasn't trying to solve nothing. Where's the crime? Where's the altercation? Where's the crime scene? Where's the victim that anything happened that he did something to? Where is the other person? That's what I'm saying. Where is the where is, excuse me, I'm cutting off my head. My bad. Where is the altercation? Where is it at? Where is the reason? What happened? Where's the other complaintee? Where's that person? Where is it at? Where's the complaint? So if you don't have no direct crime that occurred that caused this, but you know it's unjust, it's nothing there to present another. Who's the victim besides the man dead? Then they got a gun that they gonna show you that's in the car in the seat with a clip. That's murder. That's all out murder for 8 grown police men. If you run him down, you think you gonna beat him up? He don't have a gun. It's 8 men and against 1 man, and he's running saying, "Don't shoot me." His family's up there mourning. His best friend. This is what's been taking place with the black man and woman in America since day one. The agenda, the slave catchers are still out. They have no value of the black man and woman's life. None. For that many bullets to ring out against an unarmed man, and it's 8 men. Why was guns pulled in the first place? But you know it's a lie being shared. Oh, we heard something. You heard. What did you see? Did you see him with a gun? Was he running from you? He wasn't approaching. He didn't have no gun on him. He wasn't a threat. He wasn't threatening none of the 8 police officers. So they're always stirring and going to stir the pot up as if the black man is the criminal in the beginning. No matter how it's worked, he's looked at. They got to prove that he's not a criminal because they found a gun. But the proof is this. Number one, he's running saying, "Don't shoot me." It's 8 grown men after this one man. Police officers. He didn't have a weapon on him. What more? What more should be said? He was gunned down. And for them to shoot that many times without a weapon being, that's murder. That's a damn lynching. This is what takes place. This is America's laws and how this is what happens when dealing with America. Law officers all the time when it comes to a black man and woman. This is how it is. This ain't nothing new. This is how it is in this terror and horror and this Holocaust. And it's been like that since day one. Okay. Whew. Oh, Mr. Biden. What they call him, Dizzy Joe? No, his children, his own children calls him, what they call him, Petty Joe, like pedophile, cause he's a pedophile. His own children is calling him Petty, what is it, Petty Pete, Petty Joe, something like that. His own children is calling him a pedophile. Daughter said her daddy used to take showers with her. That's what, They would act like these men, these people are pedophiles. We already know it. Molesters, sodomizers, rapists. That's what they've been doing that since the beginning. Since they brought us over, they've been raping our children, raping our women, sodomizing, molesting our children, babies. This ain't nothing new. Well, Dizzy Joe, they call him Dizzy, Sleepy. He started his Middle East tour today and spoke on behalf of False Israel. Said America is maintaining their unbreakable partnership with False Israel, and their maintaining the security They're there to maintain and make sure false Israel is secured, and they're 100% behind the security of false Israel. They also share that have individuals standing up that saying that Iran has one chance to go back to the JCPOA, the Abraham Accord, the Abraham Accord is what they're working on. They have Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Jordan, Egypt, false Israel, all Turkey, all in this Abraham Accord that Donald Trump put together, and they're all their aim is at the Republic of Iran. They're saying that they're not there. It's almost it's inevitable that they think they can stop Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon, but they're not going to allow. So they're going to have to go into some type of military action to stop, because they're not going to allow Iran to acquire a nuclear bomb. And these countries are adamant in coming together, and America has given and assured millions and billions of dollars towards the security of these countries, and by giving them the Iron Dome system, as well as Saudi Arabia giving them surface to air missiles, and a system to keep rockets from hitting them. But they're adamant in saying that they're preparing. These countries are unifying and preparing on behalf of the Abraham Accord. And when you think of that Abraham Accord, that immediately takes us to the Abraham Covenant and who the true seed of Abraham is, and how it's affecting the world, and how it's affecting the black man and woman of America. This Abraham Accord, and why these countries are coming in and utilizing this Abraham Accord as their title, because they don't want to see what's about to take place. They don't want to be moved off the land that they know that it's not theirs. So much so, false Israel in this Biden making a move, speaking, and they started to speak on the two-state about the two-state compromise, and getting something together for the Palestinians. False Israel shared that they can't even talk about that right now because they worried about their failing political situation. They can't keep their self. They can't govern their self and want to govern the whole Middle East. They claim that someone is committing terror, and the main one committing terror around the Middle East is false Israel. Blowing up the Golan Heights, just constantly blowing bombs over and bombing Syria. Sending bombs to Iran, making airstrikes on Damascus, and they can't even govern themselves. They don't want to even speak about their issues with Palestine, the Palestinians. However, this has everything to do with the black man and woman of America. It's have everything to do with the war that's going to take place in the Middle East. The abomination of desolation has everything to do with the Abrahamic covenant. That's why it's called the Abraham Accord. They know what's taking place. They know that they've agreed and it's in unification against the truth. And this is what the abomination of desolation is. The shock of the hour. It's going to expel the world to all these calamities and backstabbing and behind the back scene and all the manipulating and lies that these countries have been doing behind the scenes, behind everyone's back. The light is going to be brought to all of you. All of you. And all the things that you think that y'all been doing and got away with, no, we're going to lift that skirt up, as the scriptures say, and unveil all the filth that you've been doing. So we know that they're going to attempt, the war is going to take place. But see, they think someone's slow, dumb, but at the same time, while Biden's meeting in false Israel, Putin is on his way in Iran, having his meeting in Iran with the Iranian. So, and they're speaking about, they know that America and they know they have all the intentions of bombing Iran. They know they have the intention to go. That's what's going to take place. But China is invested inside of Iran. That pipeline that goes through there. China is not happy to hear about that. Wouldn't be happy to hear about that pipeline getting blew up. And we're saying all this because we know the abomination of desolation. And this is when Michael and his angels, which they are seen all over their ships, all over their nuclear facility, all over their flying over their military, everywhere their military is. Michael's planes or ships is flying all around them, and they are seeing them everywhere, and they know what's taking place. They know the capabilities. They outdated. They're outwitted because they're woo, they got a mini, they outdone. So when Michael and his angels, which are Iran and Syria, go to war with all these countries that are making war with, making a union, making an alliance with Satan and the devil. Woo! These is Muslims making agreement with Satan and the devil. You know what you gonna get when you make friends with the Christians. When you make friends with the enemy, with the Satan and the devil, boy, you gonna get done just like Satan and the devil is gonna get done. You're gonna be taken out. Oh, it ain't gonna be no I didn't even see this. There will be no sympathy. Now that is this abomination to the wardrobe. But Satan and the devil, and you made a deal with Satan. You made a deal with the devil. So you're gonna receive what they get, and they're gonna take on the dragon and his angels. Saudi Arabia, the House of Saud, Britain and America, false Israel, and the Abraham Accords. Those in that Abraham Accord. So when you see this, and you see America kicked out, false Israel, and America kicked out, and Britain kicked out the Middle East, and false Israel sieged and then destroyed, like the scripture said. When you see armies surrounding Jerusalem, surrounded by armies, know that their destruction is near. So when you see that, it's going to be the shock of the hour. That shock is going to cause everyone to see all of the calamities and lying and deceit that has went on against the black man and woman. All the nations that have joined to try to keep the true seed of Abraham, the black man and woman, from returning to their lands and returning to being the gods and goddesses that they are. So with that, we're going to move on to the next segment, the next topic. Okay. This one is in Buchanan County, Virginia. Oh, nasty Virginia, where the slaves docked, where they put this is white in Virginia. Ooh. Or VA, Virginia, or this is the house. That's the port of the dock, the slave docks, where slavery, in Virginia. Well, this spot what is it called? Buchanan County, Virginia. At least 40 people is unaccounted for after a flash flood. And I'm talking about this flood. The man said the sky opened up. The sky opened up and water came out, like got dumped on them. And he said it came through there and washed the houses and every cars. He said the houses and the cars looked like they were toys. The houses was pushed all down the road. Said the governor has called a state of emergency. They haven't counted any people dead yet, but 40 people, children included, are missing at this time. So, we still sending those tornadoes and flash floods through the country. We're going to keep on magnifying. They got to deal with the weather as well. This pressure, this causing these storms to intensify and, tear the country up. That's what the scripture said. That we gonna use nature. And once they find that we are causing this, oh man, they're not gonna know what to do. They can't do nothing but get mad. But that's what's taking place in Buchanan. And just looking from the footage, it's a upscale another white suburb of Virginia. They had boats and stuff. They didn't even get the chance to get in them boats. The water hit them so hard. However, let's move on. They gonna learn. You're gonna see more. You're gonna keep seeing more and more natural disasters and homes and cities being destroyed by fire, wind, rain, all the above. So let's move on. Russia and Ukraine held its first direct talks in months. This time, resuming over grains through the Black. They was resuming speaking over sending grains through the Black Sea to keep people from starving who needs the grains. So they're trying to minimize their losses, and they're speaking that Russia is stopping the grain flow out of Ukraine. So Russia may make the steps to allow Ukraine seized shipments to move through with the grains to keep other people that are in need in other countries from starving, from not having the grains that they need, that is usually shipped and sold to them from Ukraine. So, as you know, we see what's taking place all over the world. Still, uh, just a lot of a lot of things taking place. So, and then also they're trying to, eliminate what they're trying to get this going. I'm gonna make that note. Getting these grains moving because they have tons of shipments that they haven't allowed to go through, and it's a grain shortage over in the world right now because of this. And they know if within the next couple months, if and the fighting and what's happening, and what is really in coming in the near future, because the wars haven't recited. It's actually other wars boiling and heating up that's going to break out, and they know if they don't have these grains in certain areas by a certain time, then it's going to be a shortage, a bigger shortage of grains throughout the world that is going to cause a food shortage and cause people to die from to starve. So they do know that, and that's what where the angel shared. I mean, it's already let known. I'm not going to about the actually they have shared. Let me get that straight. They've been sharing that they're low on food. They're gonna be low on food, low on grains, low. A loaf of bread is $7, just about $7 right now. So, they know that it's gonna be a shortage on grains and foods. So they're letting that be known that all through America they have food processing plants being burnt up, and they're letting you know that it's going to be a shortage on food in America and all over the world. So let's move on to our next topic. The protests in Haiti. The gas shortage got the gangs and people out lashing out. The gas prices are high. The food prices are soaring, and the Haitians are, on the streets, and they're tuned up, ready. This pressure. It's pressure though. The NGO is pushing pressure. The truth is, this pressure is seeking out all low pressure all over and finding that low pressure. When you put these atom bombs out, this angel, this unsealed scriptures, and you speaking the truth and igniting these atom bombs, and those bombs being let loose is causing this new reality to be pushed into existence, moving this old world out, and you can see it just putting the pressure on the world all over it. You got the same. I mean, you got this going on in several countries. You got a country that is, Sri Lanka, where their leader tried to run off, and he tried to put his prime minister in charge. Them people was at the prime minister's door. I mean, throwing bombs, trying to fire bombs, kicking, and they tearing up because the people didn't beat the country, that they didn't beat the people out their money. I mean, what's taking place all over? You can feel you can feel the pressure from one part of the planet to the next, and these wars are about to blow. So Haiti, their gas prices is soared. They have a gas shortage, and living on that, they got they're just as bad as they got all these little gangs that really run the country in some type of way. They more like their gang, but they like a military. I'm gonna say more like a faction, or what is it, Democrats. They more like the word, a party. Instead of being a Democrat party and a Republican party, it's this gang, that gang. They more political, sort of say, or underground political, whatever. They got right, they run things, they do the killings, they some type of political, because they take care of their people, their own people. They got sections, so they somewhat like a tribal thing. So they're been affected bad by these shortages, these gas shortages, and everybody all over the planet is affected by this. What's taking place? Everybody is being affected by these war, and then they're going to be affected even more when the war in the Middle East is taken. Soon, when Iran goes to war with false Israel, soon when Iran goes to war with the dragon. Soon when Iran and Michael and Iran go to war with this dragon, or Saudi Arabia and American and Britain and this Abraham. Soon when that war takes off, I mean, you think it's hard now, brothers and sisters. You gotta fathom that we're living in unprecedented times. So they're sneak peeking you and telling you what's to come, but the people are so, they're so lost and so stuck in the mind that they don't believe what's being shared with them. They don't believe that fat meat's greasy. They don't believe what the outcome's going to be. So that's why it's going to be a shock of the hour, because when they see what happened and and all these things unfold, and it's a food shortage. You got political war going on in the country. You got those where you got politicians pushing. So we're going you got politicians pushing for their agendas, and when they see that this is taking place, that this is taking place here, there, affecting there, here, they got no gas going into winter, going into their early winters, going into where they don't have natural gas, and this war in the Middle East and kicked off, where now gas is even going up because the gas there is you can't get it out of there because American Britain is kicked out of the Middle East. Saudi Arabia is taken down. False Israel is knocked out. Iran and Syria is running the Middle East all through, and then capsize those little countries that in this Abraham Accord, they getting it as well. So when you see this, that's why it's gonna be the shock of the hour, because they're not gonna be braced or been thinking. They think that it's gonna be all right. It's gonna shock them when they see this, and then all these other things that's going on with it. You think the gas prices and things is high now? Wait till there ain't no gas, and then America is going to be upset because they're going to know that they're going to make it seem as if Russia has something to do with them getting kicked out the Middle East, getting whipped on, getting false Israel seized and destroyed. They're going to feel like Russia had something to do with that. And and then the UN and all they're going to have to make their move. Especially when a war with the United States kick off. Yeah, the UN's going to come in, but they're going to be held at bay because they're going to have problems. And that's going to cause, they're going to get shook out their shoes and be made to do some things. And America is going to suffer when they see what happened, what's going to happen with that. So they ain't the biggest slickers when they come back on you. Then you understand. Let me see where we at in time. Oh, we're doing good. Let's keep it moving, brothers and sisters. This Roe versus Wade. Woo. I mean, they got Barack Obama. I mean, they got all these. Ooh, this is gonna hurt. We gonna worry about it. We gonna make it work. We got Barack Obama and all these brothers and sisters. We had another 10 minutes, a little more like 11. I'm gonna bring this to a close to make sure that we get to post this we're able to keep this live, because it's telling me that some message is coming up that I'm having some type of technical difficulty that's going to stop my recording here shortly. So I'm gonna bring this to a close while we're ahead, and know for sure that this abomination of desolation is what we're in the time of, the shock of the hour. Michael and his angels will be going to war with the dragon and his angels. Michael and his angels is Iran and Syria, like I said. Michael is Master Muhammad. They're going to go to war with the dragon and his angels, the House of Saud, Saudi Arabia, Britain and America, and false Israel, and those in the Abraham Accord. Everything is, the world is being moved by the Injil, the Gospel of Revelation, the unsealed scriptures of the Bible, and the Abraham Accord. The Abraham Covenant is the reason for what's taking place. That the Abraham Covenant, the vision of the Abraham Covenant being brought in, which is taking out the vision, the devil's vision. So with that, we're going to end this. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to greet you in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.